Hi, welcome to all to my data science class. In this video, I am going to explain about MongoDB. If you want to work with the MongoDB, the first thing is you need to download the MongoDB software from the mongodb.com and you need to install. Go to this mongodb.com, click this software. There are two different types of software. One is community server, another one is enterprise server. The community server is a free one. You need to click this community server and you need to select the OS. According to my case, I am going to select Windows OS. Then you click this download. Once the download is completed, you need to complete the installation of MongoDB database server. Now you save this file into D drive or C drive. Complete this download. Once the download is completed, you need to click this exe file and you need to install. Once the MongoDB installation is over, then you can come to your Jupyter notebook. In the Jupyter notebook, you can write a Python code. Using the Python code, you can work with the MongoDB. The MongoDB is a NoSQL document-oriented database used for high-volume storage engine. Using the MongoDB, we can create a database. In the created database, we can create a collection. The collection, it is similar to table in relational database management system. In the collection, we can insert a document. The document, it is similar to row in the relational database management system. For the today laboratory session, the question which is given is design a Amazon consumer review system using MongoDB as a storage engine and performing the following operation. The first question is create a Amazon database using MongoDB and create the customer collection in the Amazon database. You need to create one Amazon database. In the Amazon database, you need to create one customer collection. In the customer collection only, we are going to insert a document and we are going to perform following operation. Actually, this application, the main objective of this application, you need to read the consumer review from the user. In that review, we are going to do some manipulation. That is our main objective. For that main objective, we are going to write a Python code. We will discuss one by one. If you want to write a Python application, if it wanted to interact with the MongoDB database server, we need to install this PyMongo package. If you want to install this PyMongo package, you need to give pip install PyMongo. The PyMongo is a library. Using this library, you can establish the communication between your application program to MongoDB database server. Then after that, you can manipulate the content that is present in your MongoDB database server. For that purpose only, you need to install this package. Once the package installation is over, you can import this package by typing import PyMongo. Once if you import is done, the next you need to create a database. If you want to create a database, you have to use this PyMongo library, pymongo.mongo client. The Mongo client is a class. Using the class, we can create an object. Here the object name is client. The Mongo client is a class. This class, it takes three parameters. The first one is protocol. Here the protocol is MongoDB. I wanted to connect my application to the MongoDB database server. That is why I gave the protocol name as a MongoDB. Suppose if my application, if it wanted to connect with the web server, I need to change the protocol name as a HTTP. In this case, I want to connect with the database server. The database server is MongoDB. That is why I gave as a MongoDB. For example, in the previous lab experiment, web scraping, your application, it was connected with the web server. That is why you gave HTTP. The next parameter is localhost. The localhost refers IP address of your machine. Here the localhost refers my local machine. Instead of this localhost, I can find out my IP address. I can use it here. In some example, you may want to work with the remote database server. In the remote database server, you need to find out the remote database server IP address. That remote database server IP address you need to specify. The third parameter is port number. In this port number only, the MongoDB database server, it is running. When you are running a MongoDB database server, automatically in this port number, your MongoDB database server is binded. That is why you need to give this port number. When this line is executed, it will create one object. That object it will create one object. The created object properties it is given to the client. Now the client is a object. It is pointing to the MongoDB database server. Using this client object, we can create the database. That is why I use this client object. Using the client object, I have created the database name. Here the database name is Amazon. Now all this Amazon database properties it is assigned to DB. Now the DB is a object. It is pointing to the Amazon database. The client is a object. It is pointing to the MongoDB database server. Now we have created the database server. Now using the list of database names method, we can extract the database that is present in the MongoDB database server and we can print. When I run this code, you see the Amazon database is not listed. The reason is we have created the Amazon database. We have not inserted any content. That is why the Amazon database now it is empty. The empty database it is not visible to user. When I run this code, only the default database it is extracted and it is printed. Now using this if statement, you can check whether the Amazon database that is present in the DB list or not. If it is present, it will display the databases exist. If it is not present, it will display the databases does not exist. According to our example, we have created the database, but we have not inserted any content. That is why if you run this code, you will be getting the database that does not exist. Once the database is created, the next you need to create a collection. We have created the database Amazon. That connection properties we have assigned to DB. Now you have to use the DB object. Using the DB object only, you have to create a collection. Here the collection name is customer. When this line is created, the customer collection will be created. That properties it is assigned to call object. Now the call is the object. It is pointing to the customer. Now the customer collection also it is empty only. It does not have any content. Now using the list of collection name method, we can extract the collection that is present in the customer collection. We can use the list of collection name is a method. Using the method, we can extract the list of collection that is present in the Amazon database and we can print. According to our example, in the Amazon database, we have created the customer collection, but we have not inserted any document. That is why if I run this code, I will not get the customer collection as a output. I am getting empty. The reason is we have created the customer collection. In the customer collection, we have not inserted any document. That is why I am getting the empty list as a output, as well as I am getting the customer collection does not exist. Now the first question objective we have completed. The first question objective is we have to create the Amazon database. In the Amazon database, we have to create the customer collection. Now I am going to do the second question. In the second question, you have to read the Amazon customer review from the end user and store the review in the customer collection. For our second question, what is the second question? In the second question, you need to read Amazon customer review from the user and store this review in customer collection. That is our second question objective. For the second question objective, we need to write a code. For the second question objective, this is the code. In the first line, I am reading number of user from the keyboard that is assigned to variable n. Then this for loop it will iterate 0 to n. I am reading name, address, product, brand, rating, review from the user. Then that all these details I have inserted into dictionary variable. Here the dictionary variable is myDict. You see I am using the curly brace. Using the curly brace, actually this curly brace it represents for a dictionary. I have created one dictionary. The dictionary name is myDict. In the myDict, whatever the content I have retrieved from the keyboard, that I have assigned to this myDict dictionary. The next, the call it refers to our customer collection. Using the call object, I am invoking insert one method. The insert one is a method. Using the method, you can insert one document into customer collection. Here the document is myDict. I am inserting my document as a dictionary into customer collection. When this code is executed, it will read number of user from the keyboard. If your number of user is 3, For the 3 user details, it is read from the keyboard, that is inserted into the customer collection. Let's see, I'm going to run this code and I'm going to show the output. When I'm running this code, it is asking the number of user. Actually, I gave as a 3, then you need to give the customer name. The customer name, the first I'm giving as a Karthi. Then I'm giving address as a Presidency University Hostel, Bangalore. The next, the product name I'm giving as a mobile. The next, I'm giving the brand name as a Samsung. The next, I'm giving the rating as a 4. The review command I'm giving as a good. The second customer I'm giving as a Raja. The address I'm giving as a Salem. The product I'm giving as a TV. The brand I'm giving as a LG. The rating I gave 4. The command also I'm giving good. Then enter the name of the customer. I'm giving as a Ilango. The next, the address I'm giving as a Chennai. The product I'm giving as a TV. Brand I'm giving as a Samsung. Then the review I'm giving as a 4. The review command also I'm giving good. You see, when this for loop is executed, it reads number of user from the keyboard. Then 3 user details, it is 3 user details we have collected from the keyboard. That 3 user details, it is inserted into the customer collection. Now you see, our third question is, you have to print all the customer details. Now we have collected 3 customer details from the user. That 3 customer details we have inserted into the customer collection. Now the find is a method. It is similar to select star statement in SQL. In the SQL, if you use select star, what will happen? It will retrieve all the row that is present in the table. Likewise, in the find method, if you are not giving any argument, what will happen? It will retrieve all the document that is present in this customer collection. Now the call is the object, it is pointing to the customer collection. Okay, that is why what will happen? When the find method is executed, what will happen? It will retrieve all the document that is present in the customer collection. Then it will iterate one by one and it will print it on the user screen. Now you see, we gave 3 user details from the user. That 3 user details we have inserted into the customer collection. Next, using this for loop, we have retrieved the 3 document from the customer collection and we have iterated one by one and we have printed on the user screen. Now we have created the Amazon database. In the Amazon database, we have created one collection name. The collection name is customer collection. In the customer collection, we have inserted 3 user detail. The first user is name is Karthi. The second user name is Raja. The third user name is Ilango. But if you observe this output, no, there is one more attribute, it is inserted all these 3 documents. We have not given this attribute. Here the key name is ID. The corresponding value, it ends with 57. The second one, the key is ID. The corresponding value, it ends with 58. For the third document also, the key is ID. The corresponding value, it ends with 59. Whenever you are inserting any document into the collection, automatically it will create one unique ID. The unique ID, it will be appended into your document. Even you can specify this ID. If you are not specifying this ID, automatically the MongoDB, it will create one unique ID. The unique ID, it is added to your document. Using this ID only, you can differentiate one document from the another document. This unique ID, it is similar to primary key in your relational database management system. Now we have created the Amazon database. In the Amazon database, we have created one collection name. The collection name is customer. In the customer collection, we have inserted 3 documents. Now in the previously we have executed the code. No, using the code we have extracted the list of database that is present in the MongoDB database server and we have printed the same code. Now if we execute, no, it will show the Amazon database. The reason is Now the Amazon database contains some content. That is why when I am running this code, now it is displaying the Amazon database. Now if I check whether the Amazon database is present in the MongoDB database server or not, it will display that the database exists. Now if I check the customer is a collection, whether it is present in the Amazon database, it will display the collection exists. The reason is in the collection has some content. If the collection has some content, then the collection is visible to user. That is why now this customer collection, it is visible to user. Initially when you are initially creating this customer collection, it is not visible to user. Now we have completed the third question. Let's see, I am going to discuss about the fourth question. In the fourth question, the question is find all the customer review of Samsung mobile product and print. We need to find out the Samsung mobile product review and we need to print it on the user screen. In the find method, we have not passed any parameter. That is why it will extract all the document that is present in the customer collection and we can iterate one by one and we can print. In the find method, it will take two arguments. The first argument is query. The second argument is the field which you want to display. Now here I have written a query. The query also I have written in the form of dictionary. Here I gave the key is brand, the value is Samsung, the key is product, the value is mobile. The reason is I wanted to retrieve the Samsung mobile. That is why I gave the brand name is Samsung, the product name is mobile. Here I have written a query. The query also you have to write in the form of dictionary. Then that I have created this my query as a dictionary variable. The my query variable I have inserted into the find method. The next, this one it indicates this field is visible. Suppose if you give the 0, that field is not visible. According to this question, I wanted to display product, brand and review. That is why for this field I specified 1. Then this 3 field is visible to the user. In the sense this 3 field is extracted. When this find method is executed, it will retrieve the Samsung mobile product details. Then we can iterate one by one and we can print it. According to our case, only one customer bought the mobile as a Samsung. That is why when this line is executed, it will print only one document. You see, now it is printed product. The product is mobile. The brand is Samsung. The review is good. Suppose if you remove this, suppose if you want to print the customer name, no, you need to type name colon our customer name, you need to give 1. It means that now the name is a field, that field also it is visible. Now if I run this code, what will happen? Now you need to give here comma. Now if I run this code, what will happen? The name attribute also it is printed. You see, actually this ID also by default it is visible. Okay, by default this value is 1. It is visible. It is coming. Now we will discuss about the fifth question. In the fifth question, print all the customer review whose rating is more than 5. We need to print all the customer review whose rating is more than 4. Again in the find method, I gave empty. If I gave empty, what will happen? It will extract all the document that is present in the customer collection. The next, I want to display the customer name. Okay, that is why here I am going to give name. I wanted to print the customer name, then the rating, brand, review. For this 4 field, I made it as a 1. When this line is executed, what will happen? It will extract all the document. In all the document, it will extract only name, rating, brand, review. Then I am iterating document one by one, and I am checking the rating is greater than 4. If the rating is greater than 4, I am printing that value on the screen. If I run this program, we have if I run this program, it is not printing any output. The reason is here I am giving the greater than 4. If you give greater than or equal to 4 only, it will print. You see, now it is printing 3. The reason is we have not given more than 4. We gave only for all the product, we gave the rating as a 4. That is why we have not get any output. For all the product, we gave the rating as a 4. That is why we didn't get any output. That is why what I did now, I have used this equal operator. That is why now this 3 details, it is retrieved and it is printed. Now I am going to discuss about the next question. In the next question, find the review of Raja customer and print. Then I am writing the query. In the query I am writing name is Raja. Then in the find method I am passing the query. Then in the column or else the attribute which is visible is name I am making as a 1. The review I am making as a 1. When this line is executed, what will happen? It will extract the document name, the name which is having Raja. That document it will extract. In that document only it will select name and review column. Then I am going to iterate one by one and I am going to print. If I run this now, actually according to our example, only one Raja customer is there. That is why if I run this program, it is displaying name, Raja, reviews, good. Suppose in this document if it is 2 Raja, the 2 Raja details also it is displayed. In the next question, find the customer review whose address is Presidency University Hostel, Bangalore. Then I am writing the query. Whenever you want to write a query, the query it should be written in the form of dictionary. Here the dictionary name is my query. Then the key is address. The corresponding values Presidency University Hostel. In the find method, I am giving the query as a my query. Then the field which I want to visible is address review. Now, when this line is executed, what will happen? It will extract whose address is Presidency University Hostel, Bangalore. That document it will extract. In the document only it will extract address and review details. And I am going to print. The reason is we need to check our output. In the output, we need to check our output. Actually, in the output, we need to check the address. We have to give the address as it is. Here you see there is one extra space. When you are comparing, here that extra space is not there. That is why I didn't get any output. When I entered the input, I gave some extra space here. That is why now in the query also you need to give that extra space. Otherwise your code will not work. That is why now I gave this extra space. I am trying to run. When I gave this extra space, I am getting the output. You see, now I got the output. The next question objective is you have to sort all the customer review based on the name and you have to print. If you want to apply now, according to our question, you have to sort all the customer review based on the name and you have to print. Now in the find method, again I am giving empty. It means that I am going to select all the document that is present in the customer collection. Then I wanted to select only name and review. Then I am applying sort method. In the sort method I am passing as a name. If I give name, what will happen? It will sort all the document in ascending order, then that is assigned to my doc variable. Then using this for loop, I am iterating the document one by one and I am printing it on the user screen. Now you see, if I run the document name, it is sorted in ascending order. It is printed one by one. The first document is Elango, the second document is Karthi, the last one is Raja. The next question is delete Raja customer in the customer collection of Amazon database. You see there is one Raja customer is present in the customer collection that we need to delete. Again, if you wanted to delete, you can use delete one method. The delete one method is a method. Using that method, you can delete one document from the collection. The further you need to give a query. According to our case, I have created one query using dictionary. Here I gave the dictionary key as a name. The corresponding value is Raja. The reason is the customer collection only. The the Raja document only I wanted to delete. That is why I gave the name as a Raja. When the statement is executed, what will happen? This Raja document will be deleted in the customer collection. Now you see I'm going to run this code and I'm going to show the output. Now if you see, the Karthi is a document that is present. Then the Ilango is a document that is present. But whereas this Raja document that is not present in our collection. When the delete one is a method, using the method we can delete only one document in the customer collection. Even if you want to delete many, you can use delete many method. Using the delete many method, we can delete many document in the customer collection. The next question is delete the review of customer Karthi. Now, actually in the previously using this delete one method, the entire document will be deleted. Suppose only in the suppose if you want to delete one or two field in your document, for that you have to use this update one method. Using the update one method, only you can delete one or two attribute that is present in your document. Now you see here my document ID is 59. My document ID is 59. This is the last one. The one more document ID is 57. In the 57 I am having Karthi. The address is Presidency University Hostel, Bangalore. The product is mobile. The brand is Samsung. The rating is 4. The review is good. Actually in this document, now I wanted to delete this review details. Now only I wanted to delete this review details. For that you need to write a query. Here I have written a query is name Karthi. The reason is in the Karthi document only I wanted to delete. Even you can give, it is up to you. Even you can give this ID, then as well as you can give this ID as a key value. Here you need to give. Now, for the simplicity purpose, in the query I gave name is Karthi. Then I have created one more dictionary, new value. In the new value, the $unset. The $unset is a key. The corresponding values review. Here I gave it as a empty. The update one is a method. It will take the two parameters. The first one is your old value. The second one is your new value. According to our example, if the my query is executed, it will extract this Karthi document. In the Karthi document, it will insert the new value. In the new value, you need to insert the review. In the review, I am making as a empty. It means that the review column is deleted. Then after deleting that new value, it will be updated into customer collection. Now I am going to run this program and I am going to show the output. Now, if you look at this Karthi document, in the Karthi document, if you look at the review field is not present. The review column is not present. But if you look at the Ilango document, the review column is present. But if you look at the Karthi document, the review column is not present. Using this update one method, you can delete a particular column, in the sense particular attribute that is present in your document. Using this delete one method, you can delete the entire document that is present in your document, that is present in your collection. The next question is, change the address of Karthi customer from the Presidency University Bangalore to MG Road, Bangalore. Okay, for that also you can use The update one. The update one is a method that is used to, you can update your old value to new value. For the old value, here I have written a query. Here I have written a query is name Karthi. The address is Presidency University, Bangalore. For the new value, here I have given the query is set. If it is set is used to, you can set a value. Whereas the unset is used to, we can remove a value. When I am using the set, here I am giving the name is a Karthi. The address I am giving as a new value. The new value is MG Road, Bangalore. When this code is executed now, what will happen? For the Karthi, the Karthi is a document. In the document, the address it is changed as a MG Road, Bangalore. The previously the address was Presidency University, Bangalore. Now it is changed into MG Road, Bangalore. The next, if you want to drop the collection, you can invoke the drop method. The drop is a method. Using the method, you can delete the customer collection. Your last question is delete the customer collection from the Amazon database. That is why I invoked the drop method. Using the drop method, I have deleted the collection customer from the Amazon database. Now if I run this program, this customer collection is deleted. Again if I check no, again if I run this, in the previously we have checked. Again if I check whether the customer collection is present or not, now if I check, it will display the customer collection does not exist. Okay, thanks for watching. We will meet in the next video.